Alright, so we're continuing with our program and we'll get right into the introduction of the chairperson by Janari Palmer, prefect.
Principal, Mr. Adlailus, person seated on the platform, other invited guests, teachers, member of the well-wishers, parents, fellow school leavers, pleasant afternoon to you all. It is indeed a great honor to introduce you to the chairperson of this afternoon's program. He hails from the same parish as the Olympian sprinter, Usain Bolt, Jelani. He is very energetic and high-spirited, thus he has put in some of his energy into action, which has led him to own certain skills. He has been a pastor for 16 years and a district overseer for 5 years. He is a justice of the peace, a marriage officer, and a volunteer chaplain for the Jamaica Defense Force. He also served the guidance counseling at the Port Antonio High School for approximately 5 years. This person has a bachelor degrees in theology with a minor counseling. Additionally, he has a diploma in education and training. He is very dedicated to his work of God and takes interest in helping others to find the true meaning and potential in life. He is married to Keisha Samuels. The union has produced 2 beautiful daughters, Azalea and Amaya. I now present to you Mr. Fitzroy Johnson. Thank you.
Mr. Fitzroy, I believe you understand the hoarseness of his voice, but we could hear exactly what he was trying to say. And so over to you, sir.
Let me say thank you very much. Thank you very much, my youngsters who have introduced the chairperson, which is myself. I understand the hoarseness in his voice. Put your hands together for him and allow him to feel himself. And it's not COVID-19 that brings that force. It's just the heat, right? And so on. I want to especially say good afternoon to everyone again. And it is of a privilege to be here standing in this capacity as chairperson to chair this program. I want to bring greetings first to our principal, who is streaming on the first live of this graduation. We want to really recognize our principal, Mr. Lewis, who is here, our chairperson, teachers, guidance counselors, parents, guardians, and to the honorees today, our graduates. Let me say good afternoon to you all. Put your hands together for them again. I am certain that they are elated, and I know for sure, maybe you're not seeing the smile underneath the mask there, but they are so happy. And I am certain that they are smiling underneath the mask. A while ago I was seated there and I was wondering that I was counting the amount of persons that are graduating. And after checking the numbers and seeing so much students, I was saying to myself that if many of the parents probably would have said to themselves, if I know where my child will be going in September already, and so on, what surprise it would have been. It would be so more exciting to be here. Not true, praise God. And so we are here to move on with our program. And so as we celebrate the team moving forward, conquering new frontiers. I want us to understand that this team is an engine to move forward. And so as we move into our program, I want us to embrace ourselves as we partake in this graduation session. At this time, we will be having a selection done by Tiana Henry. Put your hands together. Okay. Well, before Tiana sings, the welcome will be done by Miss Ashley. Just stay right there. My excuse for that. Put your hands together for Miss Ashley.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm hungry, but you do sound hungry. And I understand if it is that the chairman gets spoke about, that thing that is in your tummy, that excitement or probably nervousness, thank you, sir, that you feel. But this evening, this afternoon, you are entitled. The ambience exudes an air of tranquility this afternoon. And I believe it's just God's way of telling us that, yes, I give you peace in the midst of the storms of life. In the midst of all that is happening, Christ gives us peace. So we thank Ms. Fayweather this afternoon for having invited his presence with us. On behalf of the Board of Management of Seaside Primary School, Principal Mr. Adelaide Lewis, staff, and most importantly, the exemplary class of 2021, I welcome you here this afternoon. If you are here in our physical space or join us virtually, if you are specially invited guests, if you are parents, guardians, families, family members, students, past students, well-wishers, whatever capacity you hold this afternoon, I extend to you a warm Seaside Primary School greeting. Welcome. We are indeed honored to have you in our midst. Some of you have not only braved, but also conquered illnesses and loss and other personal challenges, but you are still here. Graduates, would you take a moment to acknowledge all those who have supported you near and far, including your own classmates. Let me go again. Graduates, can you just give a wave to acknowledge the persons who have supported you? They may be near or they may be far. They may be your parents or the classmates or the relatives, whoever they are, wherever they are. You need to acknowledge them this afternoon. Thank you. Would you stand, please, so that we can acknowledge you and celebrate you. Graduates, thank you. You have shown us that you challenge boundaries. You break out of them and redefine them. Today is the day, the moment when you reflect on how you spend your time at Seaside Primary School. As the world changed around you, you redefined your cause and your effect to absorb the shocks. You have done it. Congratulations. Welcome to you, and welcome to each and every person here this afternoon. God bless you. Do have a good afternoon.
All right, put your hands together for Tiana Henry right now as she will be doing it. All right?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiana, and I'm here to sing a song. Very first night, I turned my face toward under the glow of a very bright light. Oh, I used to think, but wouldn't I get? Oh, now look at me and this opportunity that is standing right in front of me. But one thing I know is only part of cancer. I'm putting on my best show. So look at me and this opportunity. You're witnessing my moment, you see. My big opportunity. Now I'm right here and it's time. And this is real and it's all mine. I'm not afraid to fly. And it's about 500 miles. Oh, I used to think, well, I wouldn't. Moment is given. Oh, now look at me and this opportunity that is standing right in front of me. But one thing I know is only part of cancer. I'm putting on my best show. Under the spotlight, starting to rise. Big dreams coming real tonight. So look at me and this opportunity. You're witnessing my moment, you see. My big opportunity. I won't waste it, I guarantee.
Beautiful. My opportunity. I won't miss it. I understand what it means to be in virtual space. You can be saying something and then all of a sudden you're just like this. your past for a moment. And that's what the new age is like today. So we have to embrace it for the moment that it brings. At this time, coming to bring greetings to us is our PTA President, Miss Kay Raymond. Put your hands together for her.
Good afternoon, all, and welcome to our first face-to-face graduation since the pandemic. Our theme for today is Moving Forward, Conquering New Frontiers. First, I must say congratulations to our graduates. You're all looking sharp. Well done. Since this pandemic, what have we learned? For me, I think despite the pandemic and all that's happening around us, we should learn to move forward. We have to get the new normal. So I encourage you to embrace the new normal and push your boundaries, set goals, aspire to conquer them, and be innovative. Remember, this is just another step forward in your journey of life. Stay focused. Our school year 2020-2021 was a year when we had to be very innovative. The school year began with us being online. Therefore, we had no face-to-face meetings, PTA meetings. However, we still had our regular meetings online. As a PTA body, our first task came when we had the opportunity to go face-to-face. Being face-to-face as a school meant that we had a lot of changes to make. We had a lot of criteria to make set by the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education in order to open and to stay open. The school was in need of more hands. Hence, the executive body was called upon. We quickly organized among ourselves to work with the school. We were present at school on a daily basis. We would work at the gate, the tuck shop, classrooms, pipe, bathroom, safe zones. We would help to maintain social distance among the students and observe proper hand washing, proper wearing of masks. However, we were requested by our dear principal to be more uniformed in our dress code. Hence, we were given these to wear on a daily basis. And on that note, executive members who have not returned your vests, we need them back. Where am I? Yes. So, come 2021, we went back online. However, as an executive body, we saw the need for some improvement on the bathrooms. So we set forth on our first fundraising event. This was planned in a cookout. The cookout was on February 28th, and this was aided by parents, community members, teachers, staff, principal. We faced challenges on the day. However, that day, You really came out and you really did your thing. Thank you. Mothers, don't get jealous. We're always there. We're always present. So let me just big them up at this point. Parent, past students, stakeholder, here and abroad, who are in the position to donate to our bathroom project, please feel free to do so. Quickly moving along, our third and final project for the school year was a luncheon for Teachers' Day. Again, the executive body came together. We planned and we executed. We had a little luncheon with some entertainment and some small presentation was made by our principal. This was to ease our hard-working teachers, just give them a little break. We didn't have any big 3-course meal or 5-course, but I think everybody left well fed. And I think they appreciate the gesture of what we were trying to do. And as the PTA president, I want to say thank you to all our members that stood with me, that worked with me. It wasn't all that easy. We had our ups and we had our downs, we had our lows and we had our highs, yet we worked together. And I know this can show that working together we can accomplish anything. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, our PTA President, Ms. Kay Raymond. Coming to us at this time is our full board chairman. Our chairperson is no other person than Ms. Pasley.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocol observed. The pleasure is mine to bring greetings to you this afternoon. And so, on behalf of the School Board of Management, I do bring greetings in the name of Jesus to all of us. Without God, we could not be here this afternoon to celebrate the success of our graduates. Praise His name. Amen. We are here to celebrate the achievements of our graduates and to encourage them as they go forward. And so this afternoon, let us put our hands together for our graduates for reaching this milestone in their educational journey. Thank you. discomfort, and even regrets. One of the events that has affected us immensely is the COVID-19 pandemic. The wearing of masks, social distancing, curfew hours, Zoom meetings, online teaching and learning, to name a few, have robbed us of the social interaction and freedom we had before. However, all hope is not gone. When you are confronted with these incredible differences, it is important not to get discouraged and lose hope. Similarly, it is important not to give up during these times. Despite the turbulent times we are living in, it is possible to work we do in order to reach our goals that we have set. The theme for this afternoon's school living exercise is moving forward, conquering new frontiers. What does it mean to move forward? Moving forward means to advance in position of progress. It means that you should not allow the calamities of life to break you, but instead that you are willing to continue even during times of great difficulties. It also implies, graduates, that you keep fighting until the obstacles, no matter how huge, are overcome. Moving forward also means that you do not allow external circumstances to stop you from pursuing your goals. Now, graduates, you may ask yourself the question, what can I do to move forward? And this afternoon, I would like to just mention some of the things that you can do in order to move forward. As you make your transition from primary to high school, accept that you will encounter surprises, challenges, shocks, obstacles, problems, disappointments, and hardships. We will not be living in a real world if we do not encounter problems. You may ask yourself the question, why me? Remember, you are not alone. Everyone encounters the ups and downs, the setbacks, the hard takes. They might slow you down from time to time, but accepting that every life is full of obstacles and challenges will give you the determination to move forward and the experience to deal with them faster and better. There are those who have a very negative attitude towards hardship. Very often I have heard the outbursts, "You can't bother, it's too hard, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to school tomorrow because we don't have my lunch money." You need to change how you think about hardship. The ability to move forward in life really depends on your attitude. If you allow setbacks and the difficulties to break you, no progress can be made. Many of you have had some difficult experiences in your life that you can reflect on. Use your experiences to grow stronger. Hardships will also confront you with situations in which all hope seems lost. When this happens, remind yourself how important it is to keep fighting and to keep moving forward. Graduates, never doubt yourself. Some of you doubt yourself so much that it hinders you from going forward. You must believe in yourself one great obstacle that can prevent you from making progress is that you lack faith in yourself. The Bible tells us that if you have faith as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Instead of being critical about yourself, instead of comparing yourself to others and trying to keep yourself down, try to assess your abilities realistically and start believing in yourself. You will make it if you are determined to convince yourself that you can. When opportunities present itself, such as student leadership, scholarships, competitions, don't be afraid to go after it. Never doubt or think less of yourselves. There are some of you who like to give the blame to someone else. You need to, some of you who like to run away from your problems. As you live your life, you will encounter problems. Don't try to evade the problems. Face them. Hiding away from problems won't get you very far, as it does nothing to better your situation. Although sometimes it may be painful, try to confront them. Be honest with yourself and don't pretend that everything is fine when it is not. Speak with someone, maybe your parent, your teacher, the guidance counselor, a friend, or someone else who can help you. You may have to make necessary decisions that does not mean the approval of someone or a group, or even the approval. Graduates, some of you have an idea of the career path you want to pursue. Yet there are others, even when they may reach fifth form, who don't have a clue as to where they are going. You must have a direction. If you don't know what it is you want to move forward to, you will only be wasting your time. And you won't only be wasting your time, you'll be wasting your parents' effort and all those who have some confidence and try to help you through your school life. Not having a clear states code. The only thing a person can ever really do is keep moving forward. Take that big leap forward without hesitation, without once looking back. Simply forget the past and forge towards the future. In closing, let me thank the outgoing members of the School Board of Management, our hard-working and visionary principal, the academic staff, other members of staff, parents, stakeholders, and last but not least, the Ministry of Education Region 2 for the cooperative effort in helping to move Seaside School forward, as is evident in the establishments and achievements in the various areas of the school. We had challenges, setbacks, disappointments, new adjustments due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but giving up was never a part of our vocabulary. Let me wish for the new School Board of Management principal and staff and the school in general continued success in their future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pasley. According to Martin Luther King, stated that intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. I looked at something also concerning Troy Broach. He stated that we may live in an age of instant messaging, instant gratification, Instagram, but there is no way to short curve the path to success. Okay, thank you very much. That's what technology is all about. Sometimes you have some new age technology that you don't even remember that they're on you. And so I have one on me and I do not even recognize how important the one is on me. But I can remember the first phone that probably we probably might have been associated with, Nokia 10. And the reality about it is, for many of us, we have seen our cell phone, parents have seen their own cell phone become their student book. That's true. Yes. And for many of us, we thought of the cell phone as just as to take pitch or to really send a message and so on. But now we have identified that how important a smartphone is. And so coming to us to do a poem is Mrs. Brown Anderson, a teacher. Put your hands together for her.
Now this poem is entitled, Never Stop Learning. On this, your graduation day, all stand and give a cheer to honor you for all the work you have done to get you here. Even though this pandemic may put you in a small space, you still stood tall only by God's grace. As we rise and give an applause, be sure you don't forget that learning is not over as your future plans are met. May you always be a good listener and learn from all you meet. Always keep a student spirit and your life will be complete.
As we move on, we're having some greetings now from Mayor Yona, and this will come in video, followed by Dr. Horace Hall.
Well-wishers and graduates, my name is Annette Reed, and I am so honored to send this message to the graduating class of 2021. 2020 is behind us. What a relief. 2020 family, well-wishers and graduates. My name is Annette Reed, and I am so honored to send this message to the graduating class of 2021. 2020 is behind us. What a relief. 2021 started with uncertainty, but graduates, you did it. You were courageous, you worked hard, you climbed hills, you conquered mountains, and here you are at your goal. I am so excited for you. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Now, graduation may be the end of your studies at Seaside School, but it's the beginning of a new chapter. Wherever you go from this point forward, I want to leave this with you. Work hard and keep working hard. You have goals, you have dreams, and as you go along, you will have more dreams. And just remember that they are possible to achieve, but you have to put the effort in. You have to give yourself the chance to build a solid education that will help you move you towards your goal of having a better life for yourselves and your future family. I want to leave this with you. When I was a teenager, I went to work with my father one day, and all I thought about was the money that I would get. Well, I worked one day, I waited for the weekend to get my money, and I did not. The Saturday came, nothing. Sunday, nothing. The following week, he said to me, "Do you know why I took you to work?" I said, "Yeah, but really I didn't." He says, "Well, I took you to show you the men digging out the foundation and putting it together, because without a strong foundation, you cannot have a strong building." That was the lesson. My focus was on the money, but he was on teaching me about paying attention in school, because it was about my future. And I'm glad I did. And I continue to educate myself to this day. You never stop learning. I am so excited for you. Just remember, it is possible to create the life that you want for yourself, but give yourself the chance to have a solid education. There are people behind you who are willing to assist you. Just ask for what you want. Ask for help. And remember, stay focused. There are many distractions in life, but those distractions will keep you away from the path of achieving your goal to a better life. I want you to not be distracted by things that are not going to be serving you well. And you understand what they are. Graduates, you are shining stars, and you pass with flying colors. Congratulations on graduation and all the blessings the world can offer you moving into the future.
Hello everyone. My name is Marvia Lindsay, now Reed. Some of you may know me or my father, Latimer Lindsay, and Lucy Lindsay, my mother. I am from Belmont, went to Seaside School and Belcattle School and Happy Grove School. And now I'm a retired principal from New York. But I am grateful that Mr. Adley Lewis, your principal, invited me to speak for a minute. He is one of the best principals I've known. He works day and night to get the best for the students of the school and the parents. And I know that you parents, you do your best also. And what you have done by bringing your children to this point is you've taught them the benefit and the value of education. So, congratulations to the children who are graduating today, to the parents who have supported them, to Mr. Lewis, who is an excellent principal, and to the staff who supports the job of getting these children to succeed. God bless you, and may you just take this as the first step and move forward, because you can be anything you want to be if you...
Other members of the Board of Governors has partnered with the Seaside Primary School since 2017. Since that partnership, the school has established a computer lab and resource center, which is fully operational since 2018. Recently, Seaside Primary School Academic and Sports Foundation was launched, and the foundation is on board to offer support. The foundation is indeed happy to have also supported and continues to support the track and field program in the school, which shows great potential. We are looking forward to providing additional technological support for a literacy and numeracy lab to be completed by December 2021. Resources from the literacy and numeracy lab will be incorporated with the computer lab and resource center to create a homework center program. This will hopefully materialize by 2022. The vision of the foundation is to also provide technological support for a future computer technology training, maintenance, repair, and support center. It is our anticipation that this will assist in the training of the youths and parents for entry-level jobs. By extension, we hope that this initiative will encourage job creation in East Portland in tourism, agriculture, and other industries. The foundation will also continue to support the music program at Seaside Primary School. School leavers, congratulations on your achievement. We celebrate you proudly today. As you transition to another stage of your development, expect challenges, but do not accept defeat. If life changes to be harder, change yourselves to be stronger. The power to achieve greatness lies in you, but it is very important to believe in yourselves. Leaving school is like leaving the nest and soaring to the sky. It's time to leave the past behind. Spread your wings and fly like the eagle. Thank you, and keep the Seaside Primary School flag flying high.
Good afternoon. Let me extend a very special greetings to the chairman of the board, to the principal, teachers, the entire staff, guest speakers, other invited guests, the entire student body of my alma mater, Seaside Primary School. But most importantly, a very, very special greetings to you, the graduating class of 2021. It is an honor to extend the special greetings to you, not because I am considered a sponsor, but more so because I once was right there in your shoes. I clearly remember standing in the same areas you stood in school yesterday, sitting in your space, wondering what the greater world had in store for me, asking myself many questions about the great unknown. Educational journey, know that you are well prepared to be strong when strength is required, to be agile when flexibility is needed, to be adaptable when situations undoubtedly change around you. I am honored to have been a part of your journey and proud to know that my future is in your very capable hands. Go for it. Be proud. Give it your all and be all you can be. Once again, congratulations from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
it's really good to know that they have taken time to also be a part of our graduation of this 2021 class. And so at this time we will be having a song through it to the staff from Good Job. Good job. You look like Joe or job. Okay, thank you very much for the good job that they have done.
There's no way to ever pay you
teachers and principal to stand so that we can recognize them for the good job that they have done. Everyone, let us put our hands together, students and everyone. They were like Job, but they have done a good job. All right. Coming to do our principal report, greetings. Okay. Dr. Hall is in the building. So greetings will be coming from Dr. Hall. Okay, representative of Dr. Hall.
I am not Dr. Hall, I'm just. Okay. Thank you. Master of Ceremony, Chairman of the Board, Principal, Mr. Andy Lewis, special guest speaker, graduates, parents, a pleasant good afternoon. It is with a deep sense of appreciation and gratitude that I bring you greetings from the Seaside Friends Church at this graduation exercise. As we all know, COVID-19 pandemic has restricted many of the normal movements in the educational arena, leaving many parents and teachers confused and disheartened. The absence of face-to-face classes has pushed a lot of stress and tiredness on administration, teachers, and parents. Many students, as they are leaving grade 5 into grade 6, start looking forward to their graduation in grade 6 to enjoy the fanfare of gown wearing, cameras flashing, and applause from their loved ones as they march up to collect their prizes and certificates. I salute the administration, teachers, and parents too. Despite the situation with the virus, they have not disappointed this batch of students. You are having a graduation exercise today. However, this is not the end of schooling. It signals the commencement of another level of the educational process where there will be a new curriculum with new subjects, new teachers, new classmates, new friends, new school rules, and new workers in a new school environment. This will demand from all parties, parents and students alike, a new attitude to education and a new set of uniforms worn with greater pride, new financial obligations and commitments, and definitely, what will be new in many cases is parental involvement in the education of their children and a healthy home-school relationship. Let me remind us, all of us, that the coronavirus is not going anywhere. And while we prepare to transition into another school, I must implore our children.
Before our principal report, I want to say something like this. According to Oprah Winfrey, she stated, "So I say to you, forget about the fast lane. If you really want to fly, just harness your power to your passion. Honor your calling. Everybody has one. Trust your heart and success will come to you." Here is a man who has dedicated himself towards helping our children, and therefore I applaud him as he comes to do the principle.
Chairperson, guest speaker, Mr. Reverend Johnson and Mr. Young, Chairman of the school board, and some of the faculty, members of the academic and ancillary staff, parents, guardians, well-wishers, and friends. Last but by no means least, our honored guest, the graduating class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for them. And let me wish for all of you and those who are watching online via the YouTube channel a good afternoon. Or should I say greetings? Parents, do we know this one? Famous Jimmy King, do you know it, parents? Sing it with me now. With the onset of COVID-19 pandemic since March 2020, the education system has faced unprecedented challenges. With every challenge, we have persevered to the point of graduating yet another batch of students. I know you all will agree with me when I say it was not an easy road. Seaside Primary School started the school year September 9, 2021 with online orientations and sensitization programs. The staff grew in number as a post for guidance counselor was established by the Ministry of Education and an additional teacher under the COVID-19 program, affording us another classroom teacher, In term 1, Miss Jodianne Williams, grade 1, Mrs. Sophia Goodlett, grade 2, Mr. Adrian Coronas, grade 3, Mrs. Brown Anderson, language teacher, lower and upper primary, Miss Anne-Marie Fairweather, grade 4, Mrs. Sandra Malcolm McKenzie, grade 5, Mr. Dylan Lemus, grade 6, and Mr. Lemus replaced Mr. Ryan Burke, who proceeded on 8 months vacation leave, and Miss Shauna Ashley in the literacy group class. Mrs. Tracy Ann Silver joined the dynamic set of teachers in November 2020 and was in charge of the literacy group that was subsequently taught by Miss Shauna Ashley. With the departure of Miss Williams in December 2020, Miss Ashley was redeployed to the grade 1 class. When school reopened face-to-face in December 2020, our additional staff included Mr. Moore, Safety and Security Officer, and Ms. Miller, Clerical Assistant. Ms. Hibbers was our sanitization personnel, who was a necessary addition for the proper execution of the COVID-19 protocols. Ms. Jones and Ms. Beckford continued as our cook, and Mr. Johnson, our janitor. Let me take this opportunity to say a heartfelt thank you to these individuals for their invaluable contribution to the school. Students and staff were safe for the duration of the time. All grades attended school on a rotation basis, and the school utilized the mixed modality of face-to-face and virtual learning. This was done for the months of December, January, and February. During March and May, grade 6 only attended face-to-face instruction. Then, on June 1st, grade 4 and 5 students returned to face-to-face instruction. As you can see, Seaside Primary School never closed its doors to students, even when schools in the local area had to or weren't even permitted to reopen physically. This speaks volume as to the level of preparedness, organization, and dedication the school has towards educating its students. As Dora said, we were safe for the duration of face-to-face instruction, and for that, we stand proud today. During the school year, some much-needed repairs were done to the physical infrastructure. The school roof was replaced and partitions which were termite infested, removed and replaced with the higher grade material. The school's aesthetics have improved tremendously, and we have to say thanks to the Ministry of Education for the millions of dollars they spent in ensuring the success of this project. As we reflect on improvements, it will be remiss of me to not mention our major donors, as you heard from them earlier, who gave of their time, monetary contributions, and much needed technological devices. Mrs. Lindsay, Mr. Crawford, as well as Mr. Miles donated technological devices, while others donated monetary contributions. To our mayor and councillor, Mr. Paul Thompson, for helping the school to provide transportation in a safe way for students. Heartfelt thank you to all these individuals, both here in Jamaica and across the diaspora. Though we experienced many restraints under the Disaster Risk Management Act, we found creative ways as a school to develop our students in a holistic way. The Guidance Counseling Department planned and executed Less Stress Day that was much needed by staff. The department planned and executed Girls' Day, Boys' Day, Career Day. We participated in national and international seminars, both students and teachers. I can still hear the theme song playing in my head, which shows the impact these activities had on us at school. Thank you, Ms. Howell and the team. This was our theme song this year. Online had its challenges, but with all variables considered, we did well. We would get a passing grade with over 75% of our students engaged, with some classes doing better than others. Grade 6 had up to 90% of students fully engaged online. The PTA executive and general membership should be commended for their stalwart effort in raising over $80,000 to refurbish the girls' bathroom. This project was a complete success, and we thank Ms. Raymond and her team. How can we forget Parents' Day and Parents' Church Service in November? Some of you were awarded for the previous school year, and I see at least two of our awardees inside here. Could you please stand? Miss... Okay, just one. Miss Raymond? You were also an awardee, right? Year before. Congratulations, and I know you would have enjoyed that ceremony very much. The school board, led by the indomitable Mrs. Pamela Pastley, and the astute team of Mr. Devon Wilson, Mr. Lincoln Livingston, Miss Stephanie Weber, Miss Yvonne Smalling, Miss Marlene King, and Mrs. Sanya Malcolm Mackenzie worked assiduously throughout the school year to ensure the effective and smooth running of the institution. We completed the school improvement plan, strategic and operational objectives, which is a noteworthy accomplishment for our school. The school had a board which understood their role, took governance seriously, and kept me on my toes as the principal. We enjoyed a healthy and objective relationship, and for that, I say thank you and farewell as each member goes into retirement. The incoming school board has big shoes to fill, and I know they will feel the effects of and see the indelible mark you have made on this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for the members of the school board. The National Education Inspectorate NEI team that visited in December as face-to-face begun reported that the school's strength is that the school is properly led. The school board provides governance and is involved in the life of the school. A very good report, I might add, that we will go down in history as for years to come. If that wasn't enough, the school was awarded by the Ministry of Education for its successful implementation of the SWP-BIS program and for having a positive school environment. I know our parents will not forget the many PTA meetings, some 7 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock, and there were many. You're not answering me? There were many. Some were urgent. The notice came in the morning. Please let us meet this evening at 6. It's very important. And we would make some announcements about some classes going to school and some changes. We had many of those. But I know along the way you felt the need for the school to communicate with you. And of course, it led to the successful implementation of those changes. Prefects. All the prefects, please stand. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our future leaders, student leaders, and I'm going to ask the deputy and head of the prefect body to remain standing while the others sit. Where's our head girl? Stand up. She's in grade 5, so she has another year with us. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. Head boy and head girl, student leaders, well done to you all, and especially you, our graduates. Dream big. Never give up. You belong to the home of winners, and winners never quit, and quitters never win. Take that with you wherever you go. Thank you.
I can just imagine that your principal wants to cry at this moment because of the miss that he would have in his heart towards the student going on. I am certain that you're going to make your principal and teachers proud, and your mothers and fathers also proud of you as you move on to a different school. I want to say to you also that now you go and make an interest. Now you go and make an interested mistake. Make amazing mistakes. Make glorious and fantastic mistakes. Break rules. Leave the world more interested for you being here. Make good heart. God bless you. Coming to really allow us to feel this warm, cozy feeling of introduction of the guest speaker is Mark Dean, our deputy head boy. Will be coming at this time to introduce our guest speaker.
Principal, Mr. Adelaide Lewis, members on the platform, other invited guests, teachers, members of the answer staff, well-wishers, parents, fellow school leaders, pleasant afternoon to you all. I deemed it a great privilege to stand here this afternoon to introduce to you the one who will present the message for our graduation ceremony. He is no stranger to some of us, as he was born in the green and beautiful parish of Portland, where he had the opportunity to interact with some of his colleagues in this community. This person came from a humble being and faced many financial challenges. Nevertheless, he resolutely held the belief quoted in Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. With that in mind, he was always determined to accomplish his goal. Similar to young Samuel in the Bible, he felt the call of God on his life at an early age to become a pastor. Thus, he was propelled to answer the call and was enrolled at the Bethel Bible College, where he earned a bachelor's degree in theology. He is an ordained bishop in the New Testament Church of God with the head office in Overland, Tennessee, in USA. He has also earned a Master's of Art degree from the Michael University College with an emphasis in adult education. This person is an avid cricket fan who is married, and the union has produced one son, John. We at Seaside Primers had the opportunity to hear him minister to us quite ably, and we were truly blessed by his motivational discourse. Thus, I am absolutely sure you too will be blessed, especially the school leaders who I'm sure need a word of encouragement and motivation to propel them as they look forward to a new journey. The one I am speaking of is none other than Mr. Richard Young.
I almost started off by saying praise the Lord. But that would be quite fitting nonetheless, right? So normally in church, when they want to get you worshiping, the moderator would say, shall the church praise the Lord? Kuya, let's try that again. Shall the church praise the Lord? Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Indeed, we can attest to the fact that God is good. For those of us who go to church, and I'm sure most, if not all of us do, There is a little song, if it had not been for the Lord, who has been on my side, tell me where would I be? Brothers and sisters, friends, Chairman of the school board, Mrs. Pasley, who I know was a teacher of mathematics at the Happy Grove School. At the time I was attending Happy Grove High School as well. Principal, Mr. Adlai Lewis. He and I were actually schoolmates. And I am so proud to see how much he has matured and how well he is doing in this state of the vineyard. Master of Ceremony, Bishop Fitzroy Johnson, and well, almost everyone has a connection with me here because Bishop Fitzroy Johnson and myself attended Bethel Bible College, and it is good to see him as well. Teachers, some of whom I know, some of whom I grew up with, right? Miss Malcolm, don't remember your proper last name, but I know she got married, but I don't remember her proper last name. But Sarnia, Miss Sarnia Malcolm, all right? Grew up together. It is good to see you also, Mr. Carodas. Interestingly, Mr. Carodas was a teacher when I was at Seaside Primary School. Do not judge the man's age by that. And I'm seeing Mrs. Ashley and Miss Ashley, and there are some other teachers and parents around that I am seeing as well, Mr. Piedmont. It is good to see all of you. And I greet you well in the mighty name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Normally when someone says that to you, you say greetings back to them. The theme that you have for your graduation exercise today states, moving forward, conquering new frontiers. Moving forward, conquering. The past is a closed door. The present is an open one. And the future is an approaching one. The past is a closed door, yes. And this actually means that it is a place to which we can never return. The past is done. It has happened. And the past is something that we can never see again. Places, experiences we will never have again. The past can never be had again. Yet, this thing that is closed, this thing that can never be returned to, this thing that can never be had again, and never again be seen, has a way of keeping us locked behind its doors. We remain locked behind the doors of our past as we take too much time thinking of how horrible we might have been or the numerous mistakes we might have made. We lock ourselves behind the doors of our past as we question our worth simply because we have made some mistakes and have had some who we are going to be. The past, good or bad, is never a place for you to stay locked up. Those mistakes have already been made, and those tasks have already been done. You have already made those accomplishments. What needs now to be done is you fixing your eyes and focusing your attention on new and greater accomplishments. The theme that has been chosen for this ceremony captures that very truth. You must move forward. Graduates, you must move forward. I have followed very closely the great accomplishments of the Seaside Primary School through your Facebook account. I have seen the numerous posts of your principal as he celebrates the wonderful things that the students and the staff are doing here at this institution. I have seen the competitions won, the medals that you have won and garnered over the period of time. I've heard the respectable voice of your principal on different talk shows as he seeks to eloquently present his position on various issues affecting the education system. You have done well, Mr. Principal. You have done well, Board of Management. You have done well, teachers. You have done well, students. But having done well, you must move on to do even the more well. Paul, the writer of the book of Philippians, says in chapter 3, verse 13, done or have been accomplished. Forgetting, therefore, the past is not to never remember what you have done or what you have accomplished. So that's not what we seek to suggest to you, that you remember them no more. But it is to never allow what you have done or accomplished to hinder your present and your future works and accomplishments. Do not allow yourself to dabble so much in the good or the bad of your past that you forget you've got a present life to live, that you forget that there is purpose on the inside of you, that you forget that for you God has a plan. Don't allow the ills of the past to so suppress you that you forget that you can be everything that God has ordained for you to be, that you forget that you had a dream, that you forget that there was something that you longed to be when you were in life, and you have found innovative ways of ensuring that school stays open and that your heads continue to be above the waters. So I say to you, yes, celebrate, yes, rejoice, yes, have a party for yourself if you must, but never stay in your celebratory mood because the future awaits. While you are celebrating, others are working, others are moving ahead. You do not want for yourself to be left behind. You too, my friends, you too, like others, need to keep on moving. You too need to move forward, and must I say, move forward in the right direction. You too need to stay afloat. You too need to keep on stepping, because if you remain rooted in your present, or if you remain rooted in your past, the entire world will indeed pass you by. You have to keep moving forward with your eyes steadfast on your newest goal. And I did say yes, newest goal and your newest levels of accomplishment, because you've got to see yourself improving. You've got to see yourselves getting better. You've got to see yourselves doing better. The entire community, eyes are on you. The entire community of Excerise River, or if you're from Belmont, or if you're from Belcastle, or Scotts Run, or you're from Long Road, Manchester, wherever it is that you are from, the entire eyes of the community are upon you. They're watching you. They're watching you. They're waiting to see how well you will turn out. They're waiting to see if at all you will turn out to anything good. There will be those who will bet that you will not turn out to be anyone good. There will be those who will wager that you will fall by the wayside, that you will not finish high school, and that even if you finish high school, you will not end well. And life will not be good for you. You will not make anything good of yourselves. There are those who are watching you, waiting for the moment that you will fail. Yet there are those who are watching you, some of whom you may have never met, who are hoping, praying, and longing that you will survive, longing that you will thrive, longing that you will conquer, longing that you will be someone great, longing that the purposes of God within you will indeed be brought to fruition. There are eyes always on you. It therefore means that you can never stay bound where you're at. You've got to keep on moving. High school is on the horizon, and new challenge awaits, but you can never back down. You have to keep moving forward. As you keep moving forward, you prove the doubters wrong, and you show the world that you are strong. As you keep moving forward, you prove doubters wrong and show the world that you've still got some fight left in you. As you keep moving forward, you prove the doubters wrong and show the world that there is still greatness on the inside of you, that you still possess a spirit of excellence. As you move forward, you prove the doubters wrong and show the world that you are above and not beneath. You are the head and not the tail, that you are more than conqueror through Jesus Christ, your Lord. As you keep moving forward, you prove the doubters wrong. Keep moving, keep progressing, keep shining, and show the world that your great accomplishments in primary school, they were not a mistake, they were not a fake, but you are the real McCoy. You keep moving forward, you prove the doubters wrong, and indeed, you prove yourself right, that you can make it, you can do well, and indeed, you will do well. I leave you with 3 stories today. The story is told of a young man who was cut from his high school basketball team. He became, however, one of the greatest players of the sport. He is the author of one of the greatest quotes about failure. He says, I quote, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games on 26 occasions. I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." He offered another powerful quote: "Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it. Figure out how to go through it. If you can't climb it and you can't go through it, figure out a way to work around it." This person is Michael Jordan. Second story I'd like to leave with you. He was fired as a young man from his newspaper job for a lack of good ideas. Then he started his first animation company in 1921, but that company failed, went into bankruptcy. He ended up eating dog food. Yes, 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 dog food, and I'm talking about Tonkan meal. Dog food that was only made for the consumption of the dogs. But that's what he had to do for him to survive. Over and over and over again, he tried his hand at building an animation company until he finally succeeded. His name is Walt Disney, the creator of everything Disney and the creator of Disney World. Final one I'd like to leave with you, and this is coming a little bit closer home to you. She left the sport to have her first child. Upon her return, commentators, analysts, and many fans alike, from here and abroad, gave her absolutely no chance of ever succeeding again. As far as many were concerned, she had well gone beyond her prime. However, she struck gold at the World Championships and is today, 2 weeks or so ago, I believe, the second fastest woman in the world. Her name is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The question I'd like to leave with you is this: what will history say of you? Will it say you remained locked behind the doors of your past, never to realize your full potential as an individual, as a family, as a school, as a teacher, as a board, as a community? Or will it be able to tell the story of how you came over every obstacle you faced, how it is you conquered them all? I know, and you need not tell me. You are not a Michael Jordan. I know. You are not Walt Disney. I know you are not Shelley and Fraser Price. I know that. But you know who you are. You are you. If I knew all your names, I would have called out all your names right about now. But you are Cochrane. I see that name on the program. You are Jodine Wilson. You are somebody who can make a difference in your community. Someone who can make a difference in the world. But you will also be someone who will be faced with numerous obstacles just as these individuals were. But like these persons, you can conquer. Like these persons, you can overcome. Like these persons, you can not only just simply survive, but you can thrive. And you've got to say that to yourselves as you go to high school and as you go through life and as you're faced with the different challenges that life has to offer. You've got to take yourself aside sometimes and allow yourself to understand that these challenges will not keep me down, but they will propel me toward my goal. These challenges will not deter me. These challenges will help me. These challenges are not barriers. These challenges are simply but stepping stones. You've got to say that to yourselves. If you don't, you will fall, you will fail, and you will stay fallen where you're at. And the world that is looking at you, the community that is looking at you, the Hector's River that's looking at you, the Long Road that's looking at you, the Belmont and the Belcastle that's looking at you, many will not stretch a hand to help. They will laugh. They will say, yes, I knew he was never going to amount to anything good. I knew she was never going to make it. But you have an opportunity right this moment to ensure that none of those words come to pass, but that every word that God has spoken of concerning you, those are the words that will come to pass. For the word of God tells us that nothing, absolutely nothing, that God has declared concerning us will return to him empty. Trust those words as you move forward, as you move into the future, as you move into new endeavors, as you seek to create new memories and have new experiences. Never give up. Keep moving forward. Graduates, staff, parents, and members of this
Louis would have come together to really select a guest speaker to speak to the children, someone who knows the root of what Excerise River is all about and have been brought up in this community. Put your hands together again for Richard. Now we are going to be having a song in a tribute by the world greatest. Then we move forward into the presentation of the certificates. And the souvenir. Once you believe in yourself, with all means, I can tell you, it shall come to pass. At this time, we have not gone to the valedictory speech as yet, so our deputy head boy and head girl will be coming, and then presentation. The presentation will be coming, and then afterward we do the deputy head boy and girl.
Front row, please stand. Oh, my apologies. Back row, please stand. To do this first set of certificates and plaque, may I invite Mrs. Brown Anderson. Marco D. Cochrane, please give him a round of applause as we invite the graduates forward. Immediately after Marco D, we have Adrian Corey. Next we have Tonian Davis. Next row, may I invite Mrs. Sophia Goodlet to make these presentations. The first student from that row, Shaquille Duncan. Following Shaquille is Orlando Gordon. Orlando Gordon. Camilla Green. May I invite the next row to stand, please? Gillian Harper. Khalil Johnson. Tiana Kirkland. May I invite the next row to stand, please?
Look at me. Move it here,
Thank you, Mrs. Goodlet. Mr. Burke, can you make these presentations first, please? Ernesto Livingston.
Look at.
Dandre McKenzie. Kyra Lee Miles. Thank you. stand, please. Miss Ashley. Thank you, Mr. Burke. Danari Palmer. Jamie Newville. Shanika Moore. To the next row, stand please. And I'm going to invite Mrs. Tracy Ann Silva to make these presentations. Sidish Howell. Rahman. Next we have Rejani Price. Up next we have Rihanna Stewart. May I invite the next row to stand, please? And I'm going to ask Mr. Herodas. Thank you, Mrs. Silva. Nathaniel Turner. Kemon Watson. Shaheem Whitaker. Invite the next row to stand, please. Thank you, Mr. Herodas. Ms. Fairweather will make the next set of presentations. And the first person to come is Jadine Wilson. Marshallee Campbell. Thank you very much, Ms. Fairweather. Ms. Williams, you are here with us, and we have 3 awardees this afternoon for a special scholarship that will be given to 3 students of the graduating class. This scholarship is from Miss Marvia Lindsay. We would have heard from her in the donors presentation earlier, and Miss Lindsay is pledging monetary contribution to 3 students as they progress or they move on to high school with hope of providing much needed books. And so, ladies and gentlemen, fitting the criteria of what Ms. Lindsay had asked us to fulfill in the awardee, Ms. Williams, come forward. Please note that you're not getting the money now, we know. But we want to take a photograph for the benefit of the donor so that they know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, first scholarship recipient, Sidish Powell. Thank you very much. The next recipient is Danari Palmer. Danari? Okay. He is indisposed at this. Okay, he's coming. The next recipient of the Marvia Lindsay Scholarship, come Danari. This is your moment to shine. The next recipient is Camilla Greed. Let me say congratulations to these students on receiving this scholarship as we move to secondary education. Could you please remind me the name of your TV? Ready TV? Total Web. Total Web is live streaming for us here at Seaside Primary School, and Mr. Blake is also our Sagicor agent. You would have noticed that we offer insurance for our students through that company. He is our agent and is proposing a $10,000 scholarship for the most improved student in the batch. And ladies and gentlemen, and I know the graduates know who that person is because we have spoken about her in so many different spheres and occasions. Please put your hands together for the recipient of that Total Web Scholarship, Miss Shanika Moore. Well deserved. Congratulations, Shanika. Well deserved. Don't you agree, graduates? Come on, cheer for her. At this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Tanya Martha Mackenzie to make presentation to our chairperson, Reverend Johnson, followed by our guidance counselor, Ms. Howell, who will be making presentation to our guest speaker, Mr. Young.
On behalf of the Seaside Primary family, I take great pleasure in presenting to you, Miss Reverend Johnson, this token to show our appreciation. We thank you for chairing our program. Many thanks.
Good afternoon again, everyone. On behalf of the Seaside family, Mr. Young, I deem it a great pleasure to present this token to you as a gratitude. I'm sure our graduates indeed have appreciated the words of encouragement you have bestowed upon us. Once again, we thank you.
Just before Ms. Reverend Johnson takes over again, I just want to acknowledge Mr. Dillon Leavas, who is online sharing with us. Mr. Leavas would have wanted to be here. I know Mr. Leavas would have wanted to be here. He's overseas at this time and he's on our live. And Mr. Lever says, congratulations to all grade 6 graduates. I am super proud of you all. Continue to make yourselves, parents, teachers, friends, and wider community proud. Remember, you are all winners. Thank you, Mr. Levers, as you did a wonderful job with them.
I am certain that all of us are really proud, and as we celebrate with our student, put your hands together for them again. Great achievers. Moving on, we now will be having the presentation of, sorry about that, valedictory address. Our deputy Ed Girl and Ed Boy.
Madam Chairperson, board members, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, principal, teachers, parents, special invited guests, and all viewers online, a pleasant afternoon to you all. Today I want to introduce you to a very unique movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, an award-winning movie. 5 stars, maybe one of the most incredible and most unique blockbuster movie you will ever experience in your lifetime. Come on, I know you all love a good action and adventure movie, right?
The title of this movie, as you could have guessed, is The Amazing Class of 2021, and it depicts our journey at this, noble institution, Seaside Primary School. This movie had an all-star cast and was produced by none other than our own fraternity, Seaside Primary School. This awesome movie is about endurance, perseverance, hardship, hard work, struggle, trials, relations, and victories.
Firstly, I want to introduce you to the audience, to two of the main directors involved in the production of Flame. Our then acting principal, Miss Shauna Ashley, 2015 to 2018, and now appointed Principal Mr. Adlai Lewis, 2018 present. They both helped to steer and direct the cast from the beginning to the end of the journey and played vital roles in its success. The rest of the technical crew include teachers, parents, the ancillary staff, friends, among others.
Let us now talk about the opening. This was around the year 2015 for some of us who were the new grade 1 students entering the school. The camera is now zooming in on a cohort of new grade 1 students who are depicting us.
Amongst them, we can readily identify Sidish Powell and Rihanna Stewart because they were already so tall. As the movie continues, we see us, the new students, in class with our grade 1 teacher, Miss Fairweather. She is welcoming everyone wholeheartedly. Dandre, who is from a community called Excerise River, is filled with mixed emotions. C, his mother, is also a teacher at the school, so you can imagine that while the rest of the class was happy for the daily getaway from parenthood, this boy still had to be mindful of his mother's presence. If anybody was glad to be graduating at the end of this movie, it's definitely him.
In another scene, the cook can be seen preparing the day's lunch. Miss Jacqueline Jones ensured that we get tasty meals and never skip a beat. Mrs. Beckford, her assistant, would be busy preparing those delicious sandwiches and sky juice in the top shop. I can just taste them. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, the lunch bell finally came. The sound of a lunch bell was one of the most glorious sounds to a primary school student, especially Fernando Garden, Danari Palmer, Shanika Moore, and Ernesto Livingston, who loved their belly more than anything else. The days of eating outside and under the tree was longer, apparently, as this movie depicts us students eating in our seats in class.
Or whatever playtime is left after eating lunch, the students are warned beforehand not to visit John Brown's Gully. John Brown's Gully was an area at the back of the school that was out of bounds. Now you are not going to believe this. 3 brave grade 1 boys from our batch who thought the rules did not apply to them found their way down the gully. Of course, you know there is always this one chatty mouth pitney. I won't call any name, who just had to tell the teacher everything.
Next thing we see are these 3 boys who were demanded and brought to the principal's office. Yes, no, said some of the other students as they awaited the fate of Mr. Boy. Whatever happened during their absence, we may never know. What we do see, however, is that throughout the rest of the movie, they never visited John Brown's Gully ever again.
We have come to the end of grade 1, now on to grade 2 with Miss Reed. My classmates and I were very afraid of Miss Reed because she seemed very strict. Eventually, we got to realize that Miss Reed was actually one of the nicest teachers. A new scene opened. A new scene opens up as the as our movie continues with us moving on to grade 3. Here a new character is introduced. She is Mrs. Goodleg. She was always neat and easygoing. Our time with her was very faithful. In grade 3, we sat our first external exam, the grade 3 diagnostic test. There is now a build-up in our movie as we entered grade 4. Our teacher was Mr. Berg. He was also our first male teacher. Here we were also introduced to a new character in the form of our principal, Mr. Adlai Lewis. He created our first scout movement. We can also be seen entering debate competitions nationally and regionally, and we were doing extremely well.
One relative in our movie saw us meeting Mr. Berg in grade 5. Mr. Berg again in grade 5, before finally interacting with Mr. Corodos and Mr. Levas in grade 6. I am jumping the gun. Let me follow this group. Other highlights throughout the film included Jamaica Day, where all students got to dress up in their native colors of black, green, and blue. Historical items were on display every year, and this was how we got to know the use of many of them. We still can't believe people used to shine their floors with a coconut brush. Sports Day was a blast. We were either representing Clark, McLean, or Walker, green, blue, and red respectively. Irrespective of who won, it was mostly about the fun and a day off from regular school.
At our annual fun day, the bounce about was always the catch. Occasionally, we see the inclusion of a manual Ferris wheel and also a trampoline. Now you are seeing where Mr. Lewis went all out one year and include a huge water slide and a mechanical bull. Awesome! But what is this? Is this Miss Ashley again? And a donkey? As assuming as it looked, the boy representing Kyle Johnson was thinking to himself, poor donkey. Now what is a good movie without a disturbing turn of events? I am sure everyone can guess what it was for us in this movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you guessed right. It was the deadly COVID-19 pandemic.
Rising COVID cases, death, illnesses, face masks, face shield, sanitizer, temperature test, social distancing, hand washing, lining up at the gate, home school, face-to-face, online classes, online platforms, Zoom app, Google Classroom, devices, tablets, smartphone, 5G, homework, delivery, and a lot more implementation that suddenly became the new norm. Confused parents, frustrated parents, hear the movie, show our parents more on their schoolwork and to use the tablet for what they were intended. Online classes had its challenges, but it was also apparent that the idea of being remote and online was also sensational. Not being in the physical space with your teacher had its perks. You could get away with some things. Mr. Levers was the tech person and helped us to fix many problems that arose on these platforms.
It's really admirable how the teachers at Seaside Primary School are depicted as alert throughout the movie, trying their best to make whatever amends necessary for us to learn because of the issues caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. This was through to the cure. To me, they are just as much as the stars of this movie. as we graduates, for without them none of this would be possible. Thanks Mr. Lewis, Mr. Burke, Mr. Carrados, Miss Fairweather, Miss Ashley, Mrs. Goodlet, Mrs. Mackenzie. This movie would not have been completed without the inclusion of other stars such as Mrs. Silver, Miss William, Mr. Levis, Miss Howell, and Mrs. Anderson, who we only had time to interact with briefly. Your contributions are nothing short of invaluable.
Mr. Leroy Johnson, aka Lenny, made sure our surroundings were clean and safe. He was very handy in fixing some of the issues that could arise at the school. His contribution to the school is invaluable, and we acknowledge him. To all other persons who were there for our school, our time, our past teachers, past principals, past parents, etc. A big thank you to you all. Our prep exam was the last real earth. At the end of this movie, the prep results were still not known, even while we graduated.
The essence of our movie, however, is not certain solely around the exam, but rather around our holistic development as a student in primary school. What truly matters is that we were exposed and got to understand the true essence of our confidence, ambition, respect, and excellence.
These traits will guide us for life. As the movie comes to an end, the students start their graduating cap in the air, as everyone looks and with pride and admiration. This continues to fade as the end credits roll onto the screen.
It was truly an amazing experience, not just to watch, but to be a part of.
Put your hands together for them again. It is so amazing to really expound upon their journey that has been at Seaside Primary School. I am certain that they will always have this memory within them, remembering their teachers, their friends, and also those who eat the most food. And not only that, but the teacher that rides the donkey, or probably whoever who rode the donkey then, and so on. But that will always linger within them. I want you to put your hands together for the class of 2021. We have come to the end of our program. And so at this time we will be having the vote of thanks. And it will be done by Janine Wilson.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon everyone. All protocols observed. I am Janine Wilson and I am honored to be moving the vote of thanks. Today is a memorable day for all of us because we have just ended an episode in our lives, our primary school life. Now, we are about to start a new chapter of our journey, the high school life. I want to say a big thank you to all the persons who have had made this memorable occasion special. Those who are here and those joining us on YouTube. We are grateful to Miss Fairweather, our own inviting God's presence, Miss Ashley, for extending a warm welcome to all. I am sure everyone has felt the love. Miss Raymond and Mistress Pasley, you are always with us. We appreciate the greetings you extend. Our songbird, Tayana Henry. We enjoyed that rendition, Broken. We know it's gonna be better. We encourage you to continue singing. To our donors, without you, everything would not have been the same. We thank you for contributions and for sharing in our school leaving sermon. To Dr. All, in care of Mrs. King, from the Seaside Society of Friends, our parents, we are grateful for that you could make it and to extend greetings on behalf of the society. We thank our musicians for enchanting our sermon. Mr. Lewis, our inspiring principal, we thank you for taking us back in time, wrapping up the year 2020-2021. For us so truly, we appreciate it and all you have done for us. Mark Lee, we thank you for introducing our evening's guest speaker. To our competent guest speaker, Mr. Richard Young, a man of the soil. We are grateful for the time you have spent with us on and all of the encouraging words shared. I know these words of wisdom will linger with us and will assist us as we go through life's journey. Head boy, Dandre Mackenzie, and Deputy Head Girl, Gillian Harper. We are more than grateful for that script you shared, which covers our 6 years at Seaside School. Those were the good old days. We truly enjoyed ourselves and have learned and experienced a lot. Those trips, sports days, Jamaica days, and other memorable occasions will not be forgotten, but will be treasured by most of us. We will truly miss our time spent together laughing, crying, eating, drinking, playing, giving trouble, and competing. We are no doubt the world's greatest. I encourage you all to strive for greatness and always put God first. All the persons who handed out the certificates and helped in any way, we are most grateful for your contribution. Denari, you introduced our chairperson, Rev Johnson. So capable. Rev Johnson, thanks a million for skillfully taking us through the program so adeptly. Without you, the program would not have been the same. Your laughs, your words of encouragement, and your demeanor has positively impacted the ceremony and us by extension. To our teachers, who we spend the 6 years with, whether you facilitate directly or indirectly, we thank you for all that you have taught us. We thank you for caring for us and offering guidance and protection when we felt like giving up
when we felt like giving up. We are happy that you saw the good in us and never gave up on us. A big
all about it when I see you again. You've come a long way from where we began.
Okay, thank you. Just before the graduates leave, I'm going to invite parents. Some of you would have said to me that you have a gift that you want to present to your child, to just get up from where you are and walk over to them. It's your child, you can hug them and present them with that gift at this time. Musician, just give us an interlude while parents do that activity. Let us make it quick. Anything, musicians?
You're broken down and tired.
Just a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Our videographer wants to capture that moment. In the meantime, it's the chorus. Could you get it started? Let's make it quick. Next person. Okay, great. Something like a mother's love? Yes. And I would also like to announce to the members on the platform and our graduates that we have refreshment repast in the cafeteria downstairs. So as soon as you march out or you recess from this building, move to the cafeteria area where you'll receive your refreshment. After taking your pictures with your parents and well-wishers, please return all gowns and your hat as well. Mrs. Mackenzie will be inside here collecting. You want to hug? Alright, I'm asking parents. Yes, you might not have a gift, but please go and hug your child. They want the hug. Thank you for that. Job well done. Lovely. Nothing beats a hug from a father or a mother, even though the world might be falling apart. Just that hug will make you feel safe and secure, loved and encouraged. Finally, Dandre, it's over. No money for high school. Free. Our valedictorians, ladies and gentlemen, did a wonderful job. Give them a wonderful round of applause once more. Are we finished with the hugs? Adrian? Where's Adrian? Okay, Daddy's coming. Brianna, Daddy is here. So the fathers are here, ladies and gentlemen. Give a clap to all the fathers.
switch it over, yeah. No. Hi, good afternoon. It was a pleasure in bringing this broadcast to you. I'm David Blake from Total Web Live Stream Services, and it was a pleasure to come back home and to do this on behalf of the Seaside Primary School. I beg of you to not forget this school, not forget this noble institution, but continue to make your contribution and help secure the future of our future generations. Again, it was a pleasure to bring in this and an honor to bring in this live stream to you. God bless you and see you soon. God bless you. Peace out. Thank you.